Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel. This is Krista here doing your January 2020 General Tarot and Oracle Forecast. This is for Aries Sun, Aries Moon, and Aries Rising signs. So what does Aries need to know for January 2020? We're looking at a very specific reading today, 5-card reading. And this is all about doing the impossible. So we are going to take a look at the question in a general sense for you, how to do the impossible. So if you have big plans, New Year's resolutions, or just need to know how to get to the next level, let's look at that today. So what does Aries need to know about doing the impossible? January 2020, Aries. All right, let's get your cards out, folks. Straight in the center, we have the 3 of Cups. Our second card is the 10 of Swords. Here we have Judgment is your third card. 4 of Pentacles is the fourth card, and your outcome is your card. This is you, Aries. Queen of Wands can be any fire sign, but it is technically ruled by Aries. It's just definitely very much first person, cardinal, very strong-willed energy. Just because I'm obsessed, look at that, bottom of the deck, big decision ahead for you for January 2020, or at least something around the impossible has to do with the lovers. You could be dealing with a Gemini. You could have Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising if you're cross-watching, or just some Gemini issues. So Gemini is the third house. This is about fun. This is friendships. 3 of Cups would really fit in here as well. But it is a mutable sign, right? So it's kind of wishy-washy. And the other thing I find about Gemini as a sign is that it's a little bit shallow. So just remember here that the decision could be between something that's lasting and not lasting, or real and rather unreal. So just as an idea, we're going to keep in mind this card, bottom of the deck, which I just love using for energy for the month for you. So lovers is the energy of the month for you. Now let's get into what is going on. Your first card is the project. This is the project you're working on. This is really nice energy. Like I said, when we first saw this come out, this is a celebration of sorts, really. It's around friendships. It's around camaraderie. It's a lot of, when we're dealing with cups, it's our only cups energy here. And, in a really nice sense as well, you have a little from each element and then 2 major arcana. So it does look like a fairly well-rounded month for you as well, elementally speaking. But in terms of the project that you're working on, this definitely has to do with friendships, camaraderie, getting along with people, really seeing heart to heart with somebody, someone who knows what you're made of and that you can count on them, and vice versa. Here in the second position where we saw the 10 of Swords, this is Swords energy is always pretty severe no matter what the card. But the 10 is endings, which is nice to see here as well. But this is in the position, what sort of positive thinking should I focus on that you need to get out of your head? This is overkill, right? 10 of Swords. The original artwork is, generally speaking, a soldier or someone with 10 swords in their backs, and they're kind of just laying there dead. This could literally be backstabbing. This could be backstabbing within relationships, or if you're considering this as a methodology of positive thinking, okay, and it is your air, it is an air element. Swords is thinking, believing, thoughts, right? Communication. And this is in the what positive thinking should I be focused on? I would let laying dogs lie. I would move on from something here that's tormenting you, keeping you up at night, feels like overkill, feels like either you are stabbing someone else in the back or you're being stabbed in the back. This is not conducive to mental health, okay? So if this is what you're considering positive thinking, then I'm going to ask that you wrap it up. Put it to bed. Come to terms with this. Write it out. See a therapist. Get some help. Accept it. something or other here. But the beautiful thing about this, if it's going to be a swords, at least it's a 10. And we know that a completion is necessary. You really just need to move on. New idea, new philosophy, new language or new way of communicating really is going to be the biggest part of you pulling through of something that feels impossible right now. And it really does have to do with someone, like a group of people, at least a small group of people who you consider close to you, whatever, you know, could be work, could be home. Here we have in the invisible, here we have, this is where we saw the judgment card. What am I not seeing that I can use? Judgment is really just talking about a second chance, another way of doing something. Judgment, I also find, is a way of peeling your eyes. It's like that sort of, you see something, you don't really know for sure, and you sort of rub your eyes and you look again. So there is a concept here in terms of what are you not seeing that you can use. It is another framework. It's another, you know, philosophy, because we're going to turn this from overkill or backstabbing into a new philosophy, right? We want to see, what we want to see here is the Ace of Swords. If you're going to have any swords in this position, you want the Ace of Swords here. You want your truth, right? Telling the truth, a victory. So there's got to be a way to do that. But what are you not seeing that you can use? It looks like you're not seeing another opportunity, even the right or a classic or a responsible way of doing something here. But something is available to you here, and it could be inspirational. It could feel inspired, but you could need to dig deep or ask for some advice at this time. I would even mention as well, like I said here, back with the 10 of Swords, you need to consider what's going on in your own mind. Don't worry about your heart so much. I think that who you're surrounded by, I think their hearts are pretty solid. This is going on in your mind, thoughts, beliefs, ideas. It could be the way you're communicating with somebody or the way someone's communicating with you as well. But in terms of overkill here, backstabbing, not a good look. So yeah, here with the invisible, what are you not seeing? And this could just be like you're super mentally exhausted as well. I just want to throw that out there as well in case all of your relationships are great. Judgment. Yeah, another way of seeing something, new view, a second chance. Very possibly inspired. So this is the intangible. What intangible energy can inspire you? How bizarre that we have, the intangible energy here with a pentacle. It's so cool. So thinking card is swords. Tangible card is, pentacles, kind of neat. So what intangible energy can inspire you? So what we're seeing with the Four of Pentacles is a little bit of a miser card, but it's feeling pretty cozy. You're not willing to make a move. You don't know which direction to take. I see a little of insecurity here. Even though it looks like you have everything that you need or all of the basics are taken care of here, when it comes to something in the tangible world, what can inspire you? It's, this is a clinging card, right? So it could be that you need to ask, what are you clinging to? What it is you're clinging to? What are you getting out of it? Is that part of the backstabbing or overkill or mental exhaustion, something that you're clinging to? And it is tangible, right? So tangible energy with a tangible card. This is very practical energy here with the Pentacles. So it's something that you can account for, okay? But in terms of intangible energy that can inspire you, very strange to see a tangible card here. Intangible energy that can inspire you, we're going to look in the presence of the pentacle here with the intangible energy. We're going to instead look at what's not here. We're going to look at fire, water, and air, because I think that's actually the answer here for you. What intangible energy can inspire you? Action, emotional maturity, right? And thinking well of people and yourself. This could be a little bit of a trap. You could feel trapped here. with the pentacle being in the intangible position. And then your gorgeous outcome, right? What can I achieve that is beyond what I am even imagining? Your best self, right? Aries, if I was reading for any other sign right now, I would just say this is Aries energy, but I really do consider this you. Aries rules the Queen of Wands. Here, this is cardinal energy. You have to make a move in the direction that is right for you. And because you're an Aries, you are going to find this fairly easy to do, right? There is entrepreneurial energy here as well. I just want to throw out some terms around the energy that describes an Aries or involves Aries energy is pioneering. I would say this is assertive more than aggressive energy, but I think any Mars energy can become aggressive. But as an Aries, I don't think you're necessarily aggressive. I do think it's assertive though, and that's a good thing. Being yourself could be the number one answer here, finding out who you really are, what it is you really want, being true to yourself. We do see this mirrored, right, up and down, mirrored against the Ten of Swords, that we really want to be the Ace of Swords. So, a personal victory could be necessary at this time. But in terms of what can you achieve that is beyond what you were imagining, I really think that showing your true self, being your true self, being honest about what it is you need, want, deserve, and are willing to give back, really come to terms with who it is that you are and what it is you really, really want. Because it looks like that is going to help you through achieving the impossible, at least for January 2020. It's a really interesting reading for you, Aries. Let's get some oracle cards for you. Romance, angels. We're going to look at romance, creativity, or spirituality. Honestly, however you're using these messages, as long as they're positive and helpful, is really the most important part of my job. So this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek. If this is a romantic endeavor, I would say, maybe don't give up. I think communication, finding out what it is you're clinging to, if anything. Maybe look at the practical, spiritual, and emotional aspects of a lover situation or a big decision you need to make here. If this is creative, I would stick to something you've already taken on. Stick to something, switch it up a little, maybe put something different in it. You're allowed to switch things up, right? But maybe throwing the baby out with the bathwater right now isn't, at least for January, isn't the best idea for you moving forward. We do have freedom. This is incredibly important for you. I do consider Sagittarius to be highly aligned with the term freedom. So I'm going to give this Sagittarius energy here. I would say that liberation, radical liberation, belongs to Aquarius. Otherwise, I would say Aquarius for freedom. But Aquarius is way too radically liberating. You simply want to feel free, right? You don't want to radically liberate yourself from anybody or from really any grief or concern here. At least that's what it looks like to me. You just want freedom. You want to be free, which is perfectly normal. And you should feel free no matter who you're with. That could be your calling card. That could be the most inspirational card so far for you. If freedom of movement, of thought, of belief system, of maybe you need a different kind of relationship. Maybe there's a third party. If this is a relationship, maybe there's a third party and you're having a hard time. We'll take these two. Deciding or something, or you're playing so many sides, and it was supposed to be fun, but it's supposed, right? And it's just not fulfilling that. It's because no one outside of you can give you your own sense of freedom. You really have to give that to yourself. We do have flexible and mending coming out here. Mending relationships is really key here. Being flexible. Flexible to new situations, flexible to new ideas, flexible to other people and their beliefs, opinions, attitudes, their wants, needs, and desires as well. Aries, I know that you're the first sign, right? And that's Aries on the astrological wheel indicates the infant. So it's me, 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 me. It's neither here nor there whether it's good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. So maybe let other people do and say and believe. As long as you have control or, power over yourself, your own mind, your sense of empowerment, your sense of belonging, sense of personal control here, control over your mind. I think as long as you have that, you're going to be in good company because you'll be matched with people who match that vibration, obviously. And we do have our final card here. It's the Deer. This is all about gentleness. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with the process. If you are not employing gentleness at this time, this is really just as important as freedom. It could even be part and parcel to your freedom. Why don't you give yourself a little break, Aries? So that is your January 2020 reading. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm really hoping that you had a great Christmas, a great New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I will see you in the next video. Take excellent care, everybody. Bye for now.